Hey folks, I'm Tom Novick. I'm with you here on a Tuesday evening. Let's talk a little weather information and a focus on a four-letter word, rain, which isn't a four-letter word forecast. A lot of folks are welcoming the rain. We needed some rain, and certainly compared to last summer, this is just kind of balancing things out, and what a difference a year makes, right? All right, we're 81 out at the Sinlar Broadcasting Tower cam there on Texas Street, dew point 76. So a lot of moisture in the air, a lot of clouds, as you see there, rain in the vicinity, just about anywhere you go here for today. Rapides Regional, we've got the view looking to the north-northeast there across the Red River, which is a little low these days, but I look for it to rise in response to the rain that we're going to continue to be getting for at least a couple of more days focused. Gina, your 76 Sinlaw Broadcasting Tower cam shows a good bit of cloudiness over in that direction. And our final stop going up to Toledo Bend of 74 degrees, Highway 6 bridge, overcast sky, rain in the vicinity up there. Even been some heavy rain, picked up well over 2 inches in Manny, and it's still raining. All right, here's a future cast explaining why we're in this wet pattern. This is a known pattern, but kind of atypical for summer, where we have a ridge out west, then you get the troughing. That is pretty typical, but we have a big ridge out in the Atlantic as well. So this trough is going to be more persistent than it typically would be. Sometimes this northwesterly flow pattern may last a couple of days, but this pattern kind of started evolving about last Wednesday evening, when we had our first round of showers and thunderstorms affect portions of Sinla. And so this is just going to continue for the foreseeable future through the rest of the week, basically. But we do see some normalcy in the 7-day forecast as well. So the upper level flow is up and over the high pressure ridge, and then down into the trough valley, and then back up over the ridge in the Atlantic. So as you follow this, suppose you're in a roller coaster cart and you're moving along and you experience acceleration in these places. That is where the weather changes, and that's why the weather changes through the laws of physics with that. And so, let me go forward with this and just kind of play it out for you so I don't spend an inordinate amount of time on this, but it is very important because it explains what's happening. Let's just go to midday Sunday, where we see some changes starting then. Notice how this ridge is weaker. This trough has kind of won the battle with it and pushed it southward. This big Atlantic ridge is still in control of things, but there's kind of a western flank to that, which is pushing the upper level trough to the west, away from us. So that's when our forecast starts to change and return to more typical late July. All right, let's just go the rest of the way into, say, Wednesday, the middle of next week. We see this ridge in the Atlantic very well established. In fact, it's dominating as it extends and expands westward. So we're under its influence. The trough is puny and been pushed again away from the ridge off to the west, across the desert southwest, and then kind of a broad, what we call zonal flow, west to east, little amplitude here across the portions of the Great Lakes. But most of the United States there dominated by a hot ridge. And so, yeah, I'm afraid normal summertime is going to return. All right, let's go beyond this now into the local radar, where we see several areas of showers and thunderstorms here across the area. We see the action picking up there across our western parishes over toward Beauregard, especially in Vernon Parish, where the best coverage is here in South Natchitoches and South Rapides, South Alexandria, Pineville, down toward the LSU Alexandria campus and toward LeCount. And it looks like a little something happening maybe over there around Red River Lock 2 in that direction. Elsewhere, we don't see much to the east of us, then a few thunderstorms there across eastern Vernon into South Natchitoches, and then mostly just rain across the rest of Vernon Parish, except for a little thunderstorm there. Looks like to the north of Dry Creek and to the west of Pitkin. There's a little town called Cravens, which is about right in here. So that's if you know that town, it's south of there, kind of along the Vernon and Beauregard border. All right, so that's what's happening with the local radars. Nothing severe happening with this. And looking at the satellite and radar, we continue to see a lot of moisture here across the south. You can kind of see this has a behavior of a frontal type zone up here, but you see just a big glob of moisture hanging out in the Gulf of Mexico. And I've kind of analyzed things today, and I find a little trough feature in the Gulf, extending from east of Brownsville up to southeast of Boothville, kind of right in this area in the Gulf of Mexico, which is kind of focusing the development. If you've noticed, there's been that extensive area of moisture and rain convection staying offshore, and then during the day or during the night, sometimes it just kind of journeys inland. It's less stable, it's more stable inland. And so when it does happen, at least a good thing for us, saving us from a extreme rainfall event, is that there's less instability here across the continental areas as opposed to the Gulf of Mexico. And so, yeah, it's going to be wet. We're going to get some more heavy rainfall, but to some extent, it'll mitigate an extreme event, I think, with that best moisture staying in and instability staying in the Gulf of Mexico. So forecasting it into tomorrow morning. This is for your morning commute there. We've got still some rain chances, so prepare for possible showers or even thunderstorms for your morning commute. And likewise, as we head into the PM commute, you still rain still in the area, still in central Louisiana. And then forecasting this through the rest of the day into tomorrow night and into Thursday morning. We still see rain chances, still chances some thunderstorms for folks. So again, just kind of check things out before you head out, just in case there's not anything going on. Could be some flash flood warnings depending on how the rain falls and how much it falls. And then going into midday on Thursday, still you can see rain and some thunderstorms lingering in the area. So the next 2 days look very wet. I'm going to handle this, just the first part of this, tonight and Wednesday's rainfall pattern. This does not include what we've already had. This does not include what we'll get on Thursday. So this is limited to tonight and Wednesday. A ½ inch to 2 inches would be the common amount. 100% coverage is just broad stroke to that. I think everybody's going to get something out of this, probably a wetting and beneficial rainfall out of it for tonight and Wednesday. Peak amounts of 3 to 5 inches are possible. Hourly rates of 1 to 3 inches could cause some problems in urban areas. You get 3 inches rain in 45 minutes. That's going to cause some flooding, and especially in Alexandria and some of those susceptible locations. So you kind of get the idea there. There could be some flash flood warnings issued for that if it happens. Tropical interest areas, so still we got the quiet time in the Atlantic Basin. We have to shift to the Pacific for the interest there, as we see a couple of areas on the lower end of the scale, about 40% or less expected, and those I don't think will have effect on us. So good weather in the tropics for us, at least for now, but back home, heavy rainfall possible the next couple of days. 100% day Wednesday, 90% on Thursday. You see temperatures are glorious, but the humidity, of course, is high. Friday, we start to see a decrease, but that's only temporary. Go back up to 70% for Saturday, and there could be some locally heavy downpours there. There's a lot of moisture in the air those days, and you'll feel that. And I think 2 to 3 inches in isolated areas could happen Friday, Saturday, or maybe even Sunday as we try to return to normal pattern. But again, there's just a lot of moisture in there. You get a heavy thunderstorm, a couple of inches of rain, certainly not out of the question somewhere. And then Monday and Tuesday, we go more toward the scattered area there, 40, eventually down to 40% by next Tuesday. Notice the uptick in temperatures, 74 lows, kind of muggy at night, even 92, 94 averages for highs. There will be some locations that'll be hotter than that. Others will be a little bit lower. So the headline is heavy rain the next couple of days. Some local heavy downpours heading into the weekend, with still well above the 40% that we typically see for July. And by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're starting, especially Monday and Tuesday, we're starting to return toward a normal late July weather pattern. All right, that's it. I've said enough, and don't want to bore you too much. And Nick Mickels will be back with you in the morning for an update. I'll probably see you again sometime during the PM hours tomorrow. We'll do a stream at that time as well. Thanks for being with us and supporting Cenla Weather. And of course, I hope you get the rain that you